Alright everyone, welcome to today's recap. I hope you all are doing well and staying blessed. If you guys are new here, my name is Jeremiah. I'm a small cap day trader. I stream every single day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I upload my recaps after every trading session, regardless of whether I am red or green. Today is a red day, unfortunately, but on the bright side, it's only one day of progress. I know that sounds like a lot, but in terms of trading, you know what? I can live with that. But it is what it is. I had two break-even trades and two losers. So I couldn't get my footing right today. I only traded one stock. It was RUBI. It was our leading gainer, and it's still actually our leading gainer here at 9:50 Eastern Standard Time. Um, I Yeah, it was our most obvious stock. I mean, 770 times relative volume. The float was, it says 10,000 shares on my scanner. I don't know if that's correct or not, but really low float regardless. It didn't really trade like it had a 10,000 share float, and I don't know what's the country for this place again. Hold on. So this was a Marshall Islands company. I don't think I've traded a Marshall Islands company to my recollection. Um, but in any case, this was our most leading or our most obvious stock. I mean, it had 50 million shares of pre-market volume. The price was 3. Obviously, like I said, the relative volume is really high, but it didn't seem like it wanted to pull away. And I'll show you guys in a second what I mean. So around this area, I saw that it was approaching this pivot right here, and as it broke, I'll turn my audio on so you guys can hear, and mute myself. Let me move my camera so y'all can see. I said it's gonna pull away. It's gonna go. Oh my gosh, dude, I knew it. Oh my gosh. Why didn't I press my button? Dang it, bro. Why did I not press my button, bro? Oh my gosh, dude. It's gonna go. Oh my gosh, dude, I knew it. Oh my. Oh my gosh. So I don't know why it keeps like messing my screen up every time I mute my mic. Anyways, uh as you guys heard, I said it's gonna go and it went and I didn't jump in, so I missed it. It is what it is. Okay, whatever. This stock is kind of weird anyways. And then I'm thinking of a dip here, and then I jump in. So I said I'm waiting for a setup, and then of course I don't get in on this dip. And as it breaks the high there, or the previous high of day, I jump in, and it immediately kind of rejects my entry. It tapped 4, that's resistance. It's unfortunate. This is the issue with this trade. I bought the break through the high of day, but I bought above. So I bought after it broke the high of day. This is not support now. This line is not yet support. When I jumped in, this was not support. And why? Because it needs to prove that it can hold. If it can't hold, then this level doesn't mean anything. It just pierced through, and now it's back to being resistance. And so that's exactly what happened, and you guys will see. I'm still holding here. It taps this level, rejects, and it taps it multiple more times. So anyways, the high is 83 here. That's the difference between support, this being a support level, and a pierce through, if you guys didn't know. Again, kind of early anticipating first candle to make a new high. And so I get in first candle to make a new high here, or the anticipation for first candle to make a new high. This ended up being a break-even trade. I jumped in with 5 shares this time because this original trade I meant to take with, well, I'm supposed to take it with 5 shares because the range on this isn't that much. But since it was such a FOMO trade, like I didn't even think about share size or risk or any of that. I just kind of jumped in. Obviously, like in my head, this was my stop, this level, but then it just immediately dipped right below it.
That's not what I wanted to see.
So that was out of play, and then I was just like kind of starstruck, like what do? I didn't really plan this entry out. This is not the entry I wanted to take. It should have been this one right here, or as it went up to this level, dipped down, and at 76 right there is where I could have taken my entry. But I didn't take either of those, and I just ended up FOMOing in and taking an L. So I'm glad it was only on one share, but taking the wrong share size also speaks to me not being dialed in on that trade. Yeah. So I jump back in here, anticipating the break through this level, and I'm thinking, okay, like here we go. Nope. So it's struggling. I could have sold it a bit sooner, to be honest. This one ended up being a break-even trade, I think, but let it dip down there and rip back up. Then I got out on the ass. And then I was like, bro, if it goes without me, I'm gonna be like, whatever.
I'm taking 3 trades. I'm gonna call it.
So I just said, you guys, I have my. Oh wait, no, my audio is still on. Okay, so you guys heard that. I said I took 3 trades, 2 break evens, 1 loss. I was like, I'm gonna call it. I don't do that. This could have been a little bit smaller of a red day, realistically. But I was only down 20 cents, and I was like, you know what? I think I can. I don't know. I should have called it sooner, honestly. But I did take 1 more trade and 1 more loss, and that was it. So I didn't really overstay my welcome too much. I think I just kind of overtraded in this area a little bit. And this stock just wouldn't pull away. I couldn't get my. I also wasn't really dialed in because I didn't wake up on time today. I didn't pray. Okay, so I went to bed late yesterday. I didn't do my nightly prayer. I didn't wake up on time today. I woke up an hour and a half later than I'm supposed to. I didn't pray before I traded. I didn't even get to do my morning routine. I didn't take my vitamins, didn't wash my face. I haven't even brushed my teeth yet. I will brush my teeth after this, just so you know. But um don't call me nasty. Anyways, I was just kind of discombobulated today. And I came in and I didn't get smacked, but it's kind of just a slap on the wrist for not being locked in. I mean, you should really just every single day you can't really get lazy, you know? Like going to bed later. I'll say it was my birthday yesterday, so there was a little, yeah, I let myself get away a little bit, but still, does not an excuse not to pray, not an excuse not to do my morning routine. I think if I wake up late, I should still do my morning routine, and because if I wake up, like, if you guys look at the beginning of the stream, I'm sort of just yapping now, but you'll see. Look, this is what I look like. Oh, wait, let me show you guys. You guys can see my face. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm really, really tired. Anyways, let's take a look at the last trade I took. Okay, so I took 1 last trade here on RUBI. This was a 10-second setup, anticipating first candle to make a new high. I got in a little early. This one actually doesn't end up working. It pulled away here finally, and I was like, okay, are we gonna get a short squeeze even more than this? I could have entered here on a micro pullback. I didn't do that, and I just wanted to wait for a setup. At the end of the day, this stock did not have news, and it was very thickly, or it traded really weirdly. If I'm being honest, I really thought this was gonna pull away here, to be quite honest with you, but it couldn't. It just kept hitting its head. I was like, it's gonna pull away. It's gonna pull away. It's gonna pull away. I could have sold it sooner for sure, but I wanted to give it a chance because I felt like a little more consolidation here and it would just rip. That's what I was thinking. But this stock clearly did not follow the the normal way of trading, I guess. So we're kind of here forming a wedge on the 9 EMA, and I'm thinking, okay, here we go, here we go. This is where I think like, all right, and then it rejects, and I'm like, all right, well, never mind. Okay, maybe next candle to open on the 1 minute, nothing. And so this continues to hold here until it doesn't, and then I'm like, all right, well, and this is I'm like every single time I'm like, it's gonna pull away, it's gonna pull away. No, but it just seemed like sellers were just there. So I certainly could have sold it sooner, but in any case, I didn't sell it for too much of a loss. It was tolerable. So it starts to curl back up there, and I'm thinking like, all right, let's go. Try to get filled on the ask there, and then as it started to curl back up here, I just sold it. Uh, and that was the last trade of the day. It actually did end up breaking there, but then we have this huge sell-off. I thought it was bigger than that, but pretty big sell-off anyways. Um, anyways, that was it for today's stream or recap. I hope you all enjoyed. Just a few things to go over here. Um, note to myself, and maybe this is something you needed to hear. Follow your routine. If you wake up and wash your face and take your vitamins, do that. If you wake up and pray, do that. If you wake up and meditate, do that. If you wake up late, still do that. And if you wake up late, just be aware that you have missed the price action of like 1 hour of what I mean. In this case, I mean maybe there wasn't anything popping up on another day, but in this case, I missed the first hour of price action on RUBI. Um, and so you kind of just you don't get to really get dialed in on that same stock. Another thing, if you're buying the break through the hive day, you're buying under it, and you're buying where you can manage your risk, not after the huge pop, where it can just that can just be a pop and drop. You're buying below it, and then if you're buying above the hot previous hive day, you're buying as it's holding. Um, because if it pulls away, and also, um, if I'm buying at the hive day, like the trade I took today, going with one share, because you're not going to be like as it's pulling away. That's when you can get this huge swings, like it pops up and then drops down, huge sell-off. So going with one share or 1/5 share size. So the same as if I was to be trading like a stock that's has a range of $1 a share. So yeah, going with 1/5 share size on those. If I'm gonna do a dumb trade like that, just jumping in. But really, I should not be. It should be either the break through the high of day, like a setup under it, um, and if it's holding that level. I really couldn't get my timing right today. I think it speaks to a few things. Obviously, going to bed late, waking up late, not doing my routine, my nightly routine, or my morning routine, and then also not being able to get dialed in on RUBI. I also just think that RUBI was a tricky stock. At the end of the day, it just was a tricky stock. Felt thickly traded. It felt like there was a lot of sellers. It did not feel like a 10,000 share float, that's for sure. But yeah, just things to take note of and learn from, and hopefully well, tomorrow I will do my best to do everything that I'm supposed to do before the night before and the morning, in the morning when I trade. So yeah, that's it for today's recap. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.